This recording is a little longer than some of the other things I'm putting out, um, but it's an event primer. So it's going to introduce you to events and event strategies. And at SalesRockit, we launch and execute sales campaigns. Events can be great ways to launch a sales campaign. So here's a couple of quick quotes about experiential marketing. Make sure that you provide an experience that is both useful, usable, desirable, and differentiated, and you will create demand for your brand and delight with your customer. And then everybody's heard this: people forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel, and that is the key to experiential marketing. So my last company was a media company, and we did lots of events. And over 1 year, we, across 8 markets, across 8 cities, we did over 200 events, large ones, small ones, awards programs, the whole gamut, things you'll see on here. And we had almost 2,000 business owners come through the doors of our events. Now, we were just a media company, and we sold marketing services and recognition programs and things of that sort. But imagine if we had a product to sell. And what I'm pointing out is that if you sell legal services, accounting services, and you operated like a media company and you got really good at it, think of the impact that you could have in terms of attracting your best buyers to you. And that's why this event primer is important. So here's a complete event inventory, and our mantra was always plan the work, work the plan. We didn't want to stub our toe on a single event. We wanted them all to be perfect. That was our mission, and we did a pretty good job of executing that mission. Now, as I read these, you'll see they're very diverse in terms of who's going to be there, the feel of them. But the one thing you want to make sure is that your voice, what you've decided you want your brand to feel like, is permeated at each one of them. People walk away feeling your brand. So awards programs, after dinner parties or after parties, conventions and conferences, seminars, things that are more educational, getaways, retreats, incentive trips, annual meetings, sales training, strategic planning, product launches, trade shows, board meetings, client appreciation events, happy hours, corporate parties, holiday parties, galas, if it's nonprofits, mixers, shareholder meetings, charity functions, even press conference, VIP events, golf outings, and just picnics. Now, again, very diverse in what they're doing, but it's important that you understand that no matter what you're doing, you're going to want to do it right. So why is this important? Because if you get it right, every event has the potential to grow the size of your community and enhance the feel of your community. Now, we focus on the events that will create new business opportunities the easiest. But as I mentioned earlier, the same mindset should apply for employee events, shareholder events, holiday parties. It'll make it easier to attract and retain clients, employees, and just ambassadors that love your brand. And then here's a great quote by Seth Godin. People don't buy goods and services, they buy relations, stories, and magic. So let's talk about some of the event types that you saw listed. So for example, we're focused on events that can generate new business for you. A prospecting party, customer service events. What's the ultimate win on this? Is you've got happy clients and prospects in the room at the same time, interacting, creating memories. The ultimate lose? Happy clients and prospects in the same room at the same time, but the event is boring and dysfunctional. Again, people don't buy goods and services, they buy relationships, stories, and magic. It is worth the risk, just do it right. Now, I love prospect parties, and there's some real advantages to this play. One, have fun with it. Inject your personality into the event, and recognize that your city is this big creative platform for you to have fun with. So go look for amazing facilities, new restaurants, things that will really make people say, wow. They can be monthly, they can be quarterly. Schedule them in advance so people can get them on their calendar. And it's a play that's always available to your sales team. And what this means is they're trying to get a meeting with somebody and they won't meet. We should come to this event that we do. It's fun. It's amazing. Feel free to come up with a brand for them. And I've seen some great people locally that have branded regular monthly events where they invite prospects and clients, and the clients really look forward to them. Best thing is they're fairly easy to execute and they can be really impactful. Now, a speaker series, and I've seen a lot of people try this and very few people do it right. You really need somebody with vision and follow through. Now, the advantages of this is you can actually utilize other influencers to enhance your brand. Again, they can be regularly scheduled programs, once a quarter, once a month, and you can lock up your entertainment way in advance. Because you're using other people's voices to represent your brand, you don't actually have to develop the content. But what you do have to do is be thoughtful in terms of the type of speakers you bring in, because that is what makes the speaker series a home run. So depending on the quality of the entertainment you bring in, you can also create some really interesting VIP opportunities around them, maybe the night prior. Give your special customers or prospects access to this individual, and then the next morning you do the speaker series. And the great thing about a speaker series is because they're planned out well in advance, you can get help paying for it and get help bring in attendees. So you can create a sponsor and a partnership group that is all bringing together attendees and prospects together. Now, the disadvantages of this play is it can be expensive to buy the right speakers. And again, you got to do it right if you're going to do it. And it can be hard to find free speakers with actual talent and a voice. And you can do it every once in a while, but how do you do it on a regular basis? And that takes, again, some of the vision and follow through. And really, if you're going to kick it off, the first one has to be a home run. Because if you do the first one right, it's easy to build momentum. If you leave people with a boring talking head event early on, it's going to be hard to build momentum around your speaker series. Thought leadership seminars. Now, these are challenging and difficult to do right because you're usually using your own teammates as the thought leaders. So you may be a large accounting firm or a law firm with some real thought leaders on your team, people that are really experts in their industry. So, the advantage of doing a thought leadership seminar is it's the easiest way to communicate your expertise and answer questions. The other good thing is they can actually be really small events and very affordable. You don't need to worry about getting 100 people in a room. If you get 5 to 10 people in a room and it's really useful content, those 5 to 10 people could be great clients or great prospects for you. It does force your team to craft their messaging and perfect their craft. You can record them on video and further market the thought leadership. And then you can also do things like reward your key vendors or partners by giving them an opportunity to be up on stage. You've developed an audience. Let your key vendors and partners speak. You can have one or you can have more than one speaker per event. So there's a lot of flexibility in it, and each one can have a little bit different feel to it. Now, the disadvantage is there's a lot of these going on, so it's actually kind of difficult to get people to go to these. So I call it your heaven to hell messaging, your pain points, and how your pain points get fixed. It's crucial. So people really want to know how this is going to benefit them. It's also kind of difficult to get energy in the room and create a vibe, create a feel. And so we've got some really interesting tips on how to do that if you've got the guts to try them. And then technicians are not always the best speakers. So that's where we talked earlier about challenging your team to craft their message and perfect their craft. And then it's hard to build interaction into the program where, you always have a little bit of networking time, but you want to make sure that you've had opportunity to meet and interact with people. So those are some of the pros and cons of thought leadership seminars. I've seen people do it right, and it's great for them. I've seen a lot more people do it wrong. So make sure that you think it through before you decide to launch a thought leadership seminar series. Now, awards programs and recognition programs, and there's a gazillion of them out there. If you're in a media company and you used to make money selling advertising, this is pretty much how you make money now. And so you see every media company has got one per month going on, but smart businesses who like to function like a media company are starting to do these as well. The key is to have reputational equity and really come up with a brand that people want to win an award from. Now here's one of the really crucial things to recognize about these programs is if you're going to do it and you do it right, you're going to get multiple touches with the key prospects along the way. So, at my last business, we had close to 2,000 business owners come through our doors at our various awards programs at any one given year. And there were multiple touches, nomination outreach, application review, selection, interviews for content, video shoots, pre-parties, VIP parties, after event drop-offs, post events, and annual alumni gatherings. So there's a lot of ways to build community with awards and recognition programs and then keep that community together. Now, the real advantage is if you do it right, you can really leave a lasting memory. It can actually be very profitable. You can, in terms of your sponsorships and getting other people to help pay for this, you can create some really emotional moments where people really are proud to win some of these awards. You can inject a lot of energy and fun. The sponsors, as I mentioned earlier, will help you pay for this. And there's also a big side benefit of big social media boost. The disadvantage is people have a tendency to bring their teams and families, so connecting the night of the event is not always the easiest. If you don't really tighten up the script and choreograph it tightly, they can really drag on. And for that reason, speech preparation is crucial. We had a 40-minute maximum for awards programs, and we were a machine about it. We made sure, because we did not want an hour-and-a-half awards program. And the nomination cycle, getting people to participate, is really difficult sometimes, especially if it's the first time you're doing it. And then a lot of people win awards and just don't go to the event. They don't show up for things. They're just like, hey, thanks for the award. And so we've got some really good tips on how to do that. And they can be very work intensive. It takes a lot of man hours, a lot of people to execute all the things to do it right. So again, one of the most powerful plays you can have from an experiential marketing standpoint, but it's tough. They're all tough. So we've got playbooks built out for all of the events that you saw on that list. I'm just talking about a few of them, and I'm going to give you one more. I've been to a lot of clients' holiday parties, and again, I've seen people do it really, really well, and I've seen it done really, really poorly. Think of who's at your holiday party. It's your team, primarily. But it's a real opportunity to invite clients so that they can be involved in your culture. And you can invite prospects out as well, maybe some really key prospects that are on the fence. So the advantages of a holiday party, if done right, is you can turn it into something that's talked about again and again. Make it an annual networking event for not only your team, but for clients or prospects in your community. You can really connect with people. Holiday parties that are used in this manner, the conversations, the relationship to the brand are very, very high. And so for that reason, it's a real pro if done right. You can invite spouses and significant others. Also, your prospects and clients can do that. So again, engaging people in your culture. Inject a lot of energy, have a lot of fun, annual themes, and then again, the social media boost afterwards with all the people that attended. Disadvantage, it's not cheap to execute. You're not going to get sponsors for your own holiday party. I guess maybe if you're super creative, you could. And there's a lot of alcohol flowing, so it's a little risky. So you always got to be careful with that. And your team can't fully relax and enjoy their own holiday party when you do it in this manner. But the ones that are in sales, they're very happy to do it. And what's interesting is you start to notice your non-sellers who are talking to prospects and clients, and it helps them to understand the full picture a little bit better, and you actually see them start speaking the speak to your prospects and clients. So that's it for the event primer. Enjoy, and here to help.